Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I'm Audra and I post videos every Tuesday and Friday. I'm mostly beauty, so I'd love for you to join us. So if you do enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. For today's video, I was just going to do like a full face of drugstore makeup and use some of the things that I already owned and then pick up a couple new things, but I just got back from Walmart and there was so much there that I haven't tried yet, and so many things like intrigued me. So this pretty much ended up being a full face of first impressions from the drugstore, because pretty much everything but like one or two things are brand new to me. The more and more drugstore products that I use, I feel like I'm learning that a lot of them are just as good as something more high-end. Definitely gonna be putting a lot of different products to the test, and I'm really excited to try these. Let's go ahead and get into it. Have my normal skincare on, so I'm gonna go right in with foundation. I got the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow and I got it in creamy neutral. Obviously it's a lot harder to shade match in like a drugstore because everything's sealed up and there's usually not many testers or anything, so I hope this is okay. It looked like a nice light neutral. So they do have this obviously in like the matte finish, but I'm more of a glowy gal, so I got the Pro Glow one. It says radiant finish, normal to dry skin, and it says it's hydrating. Up to 24-hour foundation. I would never keep foundation on for 24 hours, but I guess if I ever need to, this might be an option. Let's just get into it. I like the squeezy tube. I feel like that makes it super easy. And then I did need a new beauty blender, so I just decided to pick up the Real Techniques one instead of the actual Beauty Blender like branded one, and this was so cute, so I was just like, why not? It's like tie-dye, so it is a little bit damp. I think I might try to put it on with my fingers on one side, just because something that's nice and glowy like this, I want to see if I can just like really quickly kind of just apply with my fingers, especially with summer coming. I feel like it'd be super quick and easy to be able to just apply it with my fingers for like a nice natural makeup. Kind of the vibe I'm getting from this foundation. Okay, so the color match is pretty perfect, I would say. Thank God. Right off the bat, it literally looks like my skin. And that was super easy to just apply a little layer with my fingers, and it just like evened out my skin tone. That is so pretty. Let's put a little bit. But I can just tell that it's one of those foundations that just looks good on the skin. Super like skin-like finish. The texture of it is just the right texture. You can just tell it's just blends right into the skin, super easy. Like that's even with my fingers, just looking super natural. It literally looks like my skin, just more even. So definitely medium coverage. It's not like that full-blown coverage. You can still kind of see like my dark circles underneath, some of my redness, but it really evened out the skin in the way that made it just look like my skin but better. The other side, I'm just going to apply some and use the wet sponge. I feel like the sponge is a little bit more like firm than I remember the Real Techniques sponges being. I guess I've been using like the Beauty Blender for so long that I haven't used one of these in a while, but it definitely feels like super firm. It's nice, I'm not used to it. Okay, so my skin looks nice and even. The only thing I really see like peeking through is my dark circles under my eyes, a little bit of redness around my nose, and then of course this honker right here. But other than that, my skin looks very even and healthy. It almost feels like it puts the lightest amount on your skin, just enough to even everything out. But when I look up close, I don't even see makeup. Like, it really just looks like my skin. It's not overly glowy, but it does have like a nice pretty sheen to it. It's like a little bit of a lesser coverage version of the Kosas foundation, I feel like. That one has a little bit more coverage, and I feel like it looks a little bit more like actually makeup-y on the skin than this even. This looks super, super natural. And I'm really impressed. This is a beautiful everyday foundation. And either way, with my hands or with a beauty blender, I feel like they pretty much look very similar. I am impressed. That is a very, very reasonable priced foundation, and you would have no idea. It's beautiful. Okay, for concealer, I finally just went and bought this thing. I have always seen so much about these. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. It says under eye, face shaping, and all over face concealer. So the applicator's definitely not my favorite, but seems really super easy to use because of the sponge. So I'm excited to try this. I got it in 115 Warm Light. Click up the product. Yeah, you definitely can't like remove this at all. Okay. Came out there. If this helps with my dark circles, that would be amazing, because it's one of the things I could just like never really fully get rid of, I feel like. Okay, right away I wouldn't use this to like continue to pat it in. Like, I would just use this to apply it, and then I'm gonna put it on this too. A little bit around my nose. Because it like stays wet with the product, so you can't really, you know, use it to fully blend in. So I'm just gonna use the sponge. Definitely really brightened. It's a little light. Pretty much matches the tone of my Kosas concealer perfectly, where I say sometimes I feel like it's a little yellow for me. Obviously I got warm, so it makes sense, but the other ones I felt like looked so like pink or gray, and I didn't want to like look too washed out, so I went with the warmer one. So I definitely feel like it's gonna like be okay and end up blending in when I do the rest of my makeup, but a little yellow. It's definitely pretty. I don't feel like it's too much coverage. Like sometimes when you put the Shape Tape on, you feel so like flat because it's so much coverage. I feel like it's a little less coverage than that, so it looks a little bit more natural. It didn't really fully cover up this problem child. I'm just gonna use my finger. But yeah, I think it's pretty. It kind of blurred. Like my under eyes look nice and smooth, other than my lines that I just always have. It's just how my eyes are shaped or whatever. I always have these little lines. But other than that, they look really nice and smooth. Doesn't feel like drying at all. I'll definitely have to keep using it and kind of form more of like an opinion about it, but first impression wise, it is pretty. It's not looking weird at all under my eyes. Kind of nice Made them more smooth, a little bit more bright, so not bad. So the only product that I didn't really purchase for this video was a face powder, because I've been liking this e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I wasn't really like fully interested in any other powders that I saw there, but I don't really feel like I really need it. Again, it looks like my skin. It's not like it's super glowy or anything that I feel like I need to mattify. I think I might just put a little bit to help this like creasing right under my eyes, but I don't really feel like I honestly really need powder. Like my skin's looking really good, so I'm just gonna put a teeny bit on. But again, this powder isn't new to me. I have really been liking it. It's super like smoothing and blurring. I guess it's good that I didn't like powder my whole face or anything, because I did get this e.l.f. Putty Blush. I've heard really good things about this. This is a little bit newer of a product. This one is in Turks and Caicos. I don't know if I'm saying that right. There's really only 2 shades there available. This one in like a darker, more like plum color. And I know they definitely have more shades than just 2 of these. But I got this one, super pretty. I'm just gonna put my fingers in and apply. With my fingers. And blend out with my beauty blender. Has like a really pretty glow to it. I must have gotten a little bit of powder, like a little bit lower, because it seems like my cheeks are pretty like dry. So it's a little bit hard to blend out, but it doesn't feel like, it just feels like a skin that's been powdered over. So, but even with that, I mean, I could see where this would be really like luscious and easy to blend out if you had like a really glowy base on, and if I didn't powder at all beforehand, because then it would be just like, because it's such a, you know, it's like that putty feeling, so very like creamy. But it honestly didn't do too bad at blending over something that felt a little bit more powdered, even though I didn't like bring my powder very low. It could also be the foundation. I think the foundation dried down a little bit, so my skin feels a little bit more like that. It feels like I put powder over it, and I think it might just be that foundation just dries down. It doesn't feel drying, it just feels like dried down and a little bit more like mattified than it originally was. Like with my fingers, it wasn't the easiest to blend out because of that, but I mean, just taking a beauty blender and kind of patting totally does the job. And if I had a little bit more of like a more creamy base on, I could see where this is super easy to blend out. But yeah, really pretty, not patchy at all. It has a little bit of that glow. I guess not like blown away at all, but it's pretty. Next, I got a powder bronzer. I got the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I remember when I worked at Ulta, I literally got asked nonstop if we had this. So I'm curious to know if it's really gonna live up to the hype. I got it in 6676 bronzer. There was like light bronzer, bronzer, sun-kissed bronzer, and then one more deeper than that even. Right off the bat, it literally smells like coconuts. It smells like the beach, for sure. It like comes with a little, it's a sponge. That's weird. This is like the Benefit Hoola brush that no one used and they finally took it out of their new packaging. But then it's like a sponge. So that's really weird. I'm definitely not going to use that, but it does come with like a little applicator and a mirror, which is nice. Very similar to the Milani packaging in the way that I feel like it's very clunky and not like the nicest feeling packaging. But I'm just going to take a little like blush brush. I like to use that for bronzing. It's so heavily scented. I mean, it smells good, but I feel like it's a really pretty tone. Like I look tanned. Not like blown away at all. I don't feel like the formula is, you know, much different than a lot of powder bronzers, but for like a nicer price point, I mean, it definitely does the job just as good as like a higher end bronzer, I feel like. So yeah, I like the tone, but I'm not like blown away at all. It's kind of just there. I look nice and bronzed. But for eyes, I got the Revlon So Fierce little 4-pan eyeshadow. This one's in 965 Tantrum, but I just thought they're really pretty. They're like a little bit shimmery, and I thought it'd be a really pretty like bronzy summery look. I liked that it was mostly neutral and then it has a little like pink in it. I've been really into pink lately. I'm just gonna take my really fluffy blending brush and go with this lighter brown here. It's almost like a gray brown, maybe like taupey kind of, and put that in the crease as like a little bit of a transition shade. A little bit underneath my eyes as well. Super pretty, cool toned brown. It like really goes with my shirt right now, I feel like. On top of that, I'm gonna go in with the deeper brown shade. Just deepen it up a little bit, but still using the same brush. Just want to be like bronzy and sultry. I think this by itself is just a really pretty natural eye. And then I'm going to take that pink in here and apply with my finger on the lid. Oh, I love the color and the shimmer in that. It's almost a little bit like, not fully, but a little bit reminds me of duochrome, because the shimmers in it are very golden and you like see them as you move, but they're not like I didn't know they were even in the shadow until you kind of get it in different directions as you move. Super pretty. Just gonna kind of take that blending brush and just make sure there's no harsh edges or anything. Do we want to put it on the bottom as well? I think I'll put a little bit underneath. That's so pretty. Just love the tones. They all blended out really easily. Not like a ton of color payoff, like not the most pigmented thing ever, but really pretty, really like soft. And I think I'm gonna take the white and just put it like on the inner corner. Yeah, I like that a lot. I feel like it's just like the perfect size. For eyeliner, I got the NYX Epic Ink Liner, and I got this in brown because I don't think I've ever had a liquid liner in brown before, and I thought it'd be really pretty. Just like a little bit more of like a subtle look than a stark black liner. Already reminds me a lot of like the tattoo liner from KVD. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a liner just to finish off the eyes before mascara. Feels a little dry already, but maybe it just needed to get like activated kind of. Totally just messed that one up because it's not very precise. I feel like you have to kind of press down on it to get any of the color to come out because it's kind of dry. Like I feel like with the KVD liner, you can use like the very fine tip of it and still get color to come out, so you can get that really nice sharp wing. But this, you can't really use the tip of it. I guess it's more of like a brush tip than like a felt tip. Maybe that's my problem. I like the color of it. It's a really pretty deeper black brown, but I just don't love the brush as much. So I'm gonna go clean up this. Okay, I fixed up that wing a little bit. I'm gonna curl my lashes. And for mascara, I got the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. Heard so much about this. I think it's supposed to be a Better Than Sex dupe, from what I remember. But I got it in 200 Blackest Black. I like the wand. I like that it's a little bit like skinnier, I think, than the Better Than Sex, and a little bit skinnier than the Ilia mascara that I've been really liking. Sometimes those are a little too large. Like I feel like I'm always hitting my skin with it. Harder to get like way in there. Wow. I feel like my lashes look very intense. I feel like they look very, very thick and very long. Like, I like dramatic lashes, but like I like to put I like a nice thick coat of mascara. I like volume and thickness, but I feel like these look almost a little too intense, but it's really pretty. I'll definitely use it, but I feel like my lashes look very intense right now. But for sure, similar to the Better Than Sex, like if you're wanting that really nice full lash. So really pretty. Got no complaints, just they're pretty intense. So I would definitely use this when I want to look like I have falsies on, when I'm doing more of like an intense look. But really pretty. I didn't see anything like too intriguing for brows. I feel like you'll have to let me know if there's anything that I should try from the drugstore for brows. But I did pick up this clear brow and lash mascara from e.l.f. I used to always like look at this and think I should try it, so I finally picked it up because I have been liking the look of no mascara lately, just for like the summertime. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to use this as like a clear mascara on days that I don't want to put mascara on, and to like help them like be curled and lifted. I'm not sure if that's what this will do, but I did also just want to use this as like a clear brow gel as well. It's two ends. The lash side is like a regular lash wand, and then the brow side, and they look pretty similar. This one's just like a little bit less fluffy, I guess. Put it through my brows. Okay, definitely lifted them. It looks like any other clear brow gel, I feel like. This is just like a first impression, so I'm not sure how long it will hold up throughout the day, but really nice. Definitely lifted them. I mean, it's like literally just looks like a clear brow gel, so it's kind of cool that you get like both in one. And I will definitely soon use it on my lashes as well and just see like what it does, if it does anything. But for a really quick and easy clear brow gel, I think it does the job, really. And last for lips, I picked up these L'Oreal Glow Paradise. I think they're more of like a balm. I've heard these are like dupes to the YSL like balm that's really popular but super expensive. And I got two shades. I got 130 Nude Heaven. It's more of like a brownie nude. And then I got Rose Mirage in 150. One just more like brown and one's more of like a reddish berry or pink. Honestly, either I feel like would look good with this eye look. Let's do the more berry one. I feel like it'll bring out that like pink on the eyes. And I like the packaging. This isn't new to me, but I am going to lip my liner. But I'm gonna line my lips with the NYX lip pencil in nude pink, just for a little something. I think it will be lighter than the lip, but I like to just kind of like make sure my lip shape's a little bit more defined. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with the Rose Mirage. That's so pretty. Right off the bat, right when you apply it, you can tell that it's like very balmy and smooth, very hydrating. I just want to like keep applying it because it's so nice. It's so soft. It feels like the Ilia oil. Like so soft. It's like nice and pigmented but feels like a balm. I'm excited to have these for every day. I feel like it'd be so nice to just like whip on quick and just have like a little bit of color on your lips. I think that is everything that I got. So that is the finished look. Definitely really like most things I got. Very impressed with what is at the drugstore now. I feel like that just shows that you definitely do not have to spend a ton of money to get the look you're going for. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and let me know if there's anything from the drugstore that you think I should try. I will link everything that I used in the description box below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next week for another new video. Bye!